Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show made by a couple of totally incompetent basketball fans, very far from locker rooms and not at all connected to the NBA structures, talking about our feelings and observations instead of presenting undisputable facts and cold, hard truths from the heart of the league. So sorry about that. This is episode number 32 of the Serbian Corner, with completely new segments about the Denver Nuggets that will show you how a Serbian that has never been to Colorado, and that would be me, views the rectangle state on the Rocky Mountains. You can also expect some Nuggets and general NBA trivia games and much, much more. My name is Miroslav Chuk, age 43. I'm a 5'10", 225 pounds power guard from Pančevo, Serbia, and I'm joined, as always, by Voja Medić, calling from Lincoln, Nebraska. Vojo, šta ima?
What's up? I just surprised me for a second. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not incompetent. What are we doing here? I forgot that we're here to pontificate as pontificators. Yeah, this is fun. I mean, it's nice out in Nebraska, but I like being inside and talking about basketball, I guess.
Excellent.
Who's joining us today?
Yeah, we have a very special guest today, one of my favorite people from the Nuggets sphere, a legendary DNVR Nuggets chat king, I guess, a fellow podcaster, Rayvon Hackshaw. We all know him as everybody's friend, Ray. No, that doesn't sound well. No. I guess you could say everybody loves Rayvon, right?
You could say that.
That's proper.
Ray,
how are you holding up with Colorado weather these days?
It is cold. I spent a lot of time outdoors, so, I'm adjusting. I'm just kind of, making those switches, breaking out the pants, the shorts under the pants, the sweatshirts, the layers, all that good stuff.
Is this the first time in your life you're living in Colorado? Or
this will be my second winter, actually. Okay. So I know what to expect. They're not going to shovel my driveway as quickly as I'm used to, but it's fine. It's fine. It's going to melt by 4
Oh, yeah, because Washington.
Yeah.
It's much better with snow in Nebraska, right?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It depends on how much you like snow.
It's the wind that kills you. That's what the Midwest tells you.
Yeah,
we'll see. It's not started yet. Let's still it's shorts time sometimes. So let's not start with the snow yet.
This is the first segment called "How is your snow doing?" So that I'm just explaining why we are spending so much time on snow. Okay, let's start with the real first segment of the show called Mile High Positivity. It is a segment about what we were the most high or optimistic about last week. And again, we are not legally allowed to get high, neither in Serbia nor in Nebraska yet. So this is just a figure of speech. On the other hand, Ray can completely enjoy the benefits of legal weed.
I'm high. I'm so high on the Nuggets. It's great.
Let's go.
Let's start with you. What is the highest that's been for you this week?
The highest for me is actually, I'm going to keep the theme here. It's the peaks. It's that I've seen all of the, maybe not all the time, maybe not all at once, but I've seen all the ingredients that I feel like I need to. I've seen them dominate offensively. I've seen Jokic take over. I've seen Mike take over. I've seen Jamal have a great quarter. And I've seen them play elite defense. Now I just need to see them together. But having all those things, I'm really high on that. And, this early in the season, I'm nothing but optimistic.
It's really strange because we will speak a bit about bad defense we've seen in the first 4 games of the season before these last 2 wins. But when you look at the roster, throughout the players on the roster, I just feel so great about each piece of the roster this season, which is not something I was able to say in previous years. So kudos to Calvin who made this, and to health too. Yeah, to be honest, health is a big part of this. Okay, I will give you a couple of small things I was high about, and let's discuss them, and then we'll see if we have something more to show for. So the first thing I was high about was the Nuggets kicking the Lakers out of Ball Arena. I know it's not a great accomplishment to beat this version of the Lakers, but let's not kid ourselves. It's not easy to beat anybody in the NBA. For these Lakers, for example, you need to be like semi-serious for a portion of the match at least, and the Nuggets were. So this is why the Lakers are now 0-5, which sounds so wonderful, so beautiful.
Can you say that again one more time?
Yeah, they're 0-5.
Oh yes, I love it.
Yeah, it
I really
sounds
appreciate
pretty well, pretty
Yeah.
nice, pretty nice.
Brightens my day.
Yeah, I just wonder if they go like 0-9, do they just shut down
Let's
LeBron?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
I mean,
Do we see a trade demand?
Did you see the point? This was the points bet something sportsbook was like, I don't know if they were actually paying it off, but they tweeted off from their official account like, we're paying off the under bets for the Lakers because they suck. So whoever had like 44.5 over under on the Lakers under, they were like already paying it off. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's an official account, so I think that probably is true. But it's just funny. That's just funny as hell.
if I'm taking that over, I'm taking the nearest exit as soon as I can. So
yes,
I get that.
What is 45.5, something like that?
That's really
Insane.
optimistic.
Insane.
I had him in the previews in the season 39, and I'm like, I think I was too high.
Still too high.
I was like, 39 wins in 10th in the West is like seems high, but I was like also even counting like maybe a trade, and that's I still had him at like 10th, which is like again awesome, and we beat him up. The thing is, we didn't beat him up. This was like an embarrassing defeatist loss. Like you watched that game, and I watched the replay like more like focused even. It's just, and there was that clip that was going around with someone, is it from Lakers media or some guy that analyzes basketball, just cut out like all the bad like Anthony Davis basically like not even transition, he makes the basket and then he ends up being late and conceding a switch on Jokic. It was amazing to see. And then like also LeBron, just like LeBron being like completely just resigned to being like the team being bad and I'm just gonna get my points, like going like 75% out there, just kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna wear and tear myself to try to will this team to wins because we're terrible. And then Davis, like of course the Mr. Glass like aspect of it, and just Jokic. Like a few years ago, I mean, they were talking about him being like better than Tim Duncan in the history of the league. Like,
is he the greatest big man of all time?
It's just insane. I mean, even then, like I was like, what are we drinking here? Like these are paid professionals that are like discussing these things in this serious manner, and now he looks like nothing. Like I don't know where would you put him as the quality of player right now? Like it's Jokic just completely annihilated him and wasn't even like 100%. Like it didn't need 100% to like destroy him. It wasn't like he was playing Giannis or like one of these guys that are like Embiid and stuff. Like it was just hilarious. Like I don't know.
It's just beautiful and pour it into my veins every time. So we will have another chance like 2 days from now to get tomorrow, them to 0-6. Is it tomorrow? Is it?
Yeah,
it's not back to back.
Sunday. Yeah, no.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a Friday game.
Sunday, 7:30 Mountain Time.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Thanks for keeping me on the docket. Okay,
no problem.
Next thing, my beautiful Kansas boy Christian Braun is a baller. Before the season, I didn't even want to mention him as a part of the brightest timeline because I was like, we don't need the rookies. We have all the ingredients we need and blah, 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 blah. But on the other hand, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, if you have a guy who is such a stud on a rookie deal and you have him for this season and next 3 seasons for so few money, and you have all the other guys on top of that, that's just gravy. So did you feel like him being like a top 7 guy already on the Nuggets after this week?
Did we feel that he is top 7 right now?
Yeah,
or
like
he was gonna be.
Well, I would even be brave enough to say like contending for a top 7 position already.
I'm gonna say
no way
on both counts, but I will say like early on, I felt like Christian Braun had that puppy in him. Like, yes, the dog is there. It's just a little young. It just needs a little seasoning. I'm upgrading that. He's no longer a puppy. He has transitioned into what I would consider the young dog phase, where he has learned to bark at other people, and other dogs, and
he's not smart enough to
marking
understand
marking his territory.
Can you give us the precise breed of the dog because you're an expert?
Schnauzer.
He's like a little chow. I don't know if you guys have met chows. They're very nice when they're young, but the older they get, they tend to get a little mean, and I think that's what we're going to see from Christian.
I'm running away with this. What is Jokic? Which kind of dog is he?
Oh, he's a Samoyed.
Samoyed.
Yeah, he's very friendly. They look intimidating, but on the inside, he's just a little softy.
What about Jamal?
Oh, Jamal. He's like he's like a border collie. Like he's just all about that work. Like he needs a job. Like he's all about the grind, and that's. I don't know how deep I can go here, but keep him coming.
No, we need to finish off with Michael Porter.
He's a greyhound. He's a greyhound. He's a little delicate, but when he goes, he can go. Like it is a sight to see.
And that was a dog corner with Ray. So thank you for this.
Yeah. So we have a question. So like, if Christian Braun is in top 7 of the Nuggets quiz, I mean, you have the starting lineup.
We'll do that. Okay. in just a minute. In just a minute, we'll do the ranking of the players in a minute. Okay, let's just continue with these highs. Another one, dunking step uncle DeAndre Jordan. I call him step uncle. I'm already upgrading him to step uncle.
What was he?
He was nothing. He was nothing to me. I was like, I don't want to see this guy, and I'm already accepting him. Accepting like he's an in-law right now, so I'm starting to dig him, and he's such a joy. I mean, I get it that he's excellent outside of the court, but man, when he hit that 3 against who did we play?
Utah.
Utah. That was like I think it was maybe even better than the Plumlee 3 we saw like a couple of years ago.
Because he pulled out the freaking Jamal Murray arrow. That was insane.
It was a blue arrow out of the blue sky. I did not see that coming. Yeah. So it was
because again, he has now he's like 33% from the 3 in his career. With 2 threes made, and also it didn't look it's hilarious with him because his shot doesn't look like broken. He's just never shot it, and he's so strong. Like he had that 3 looked like a regular like left-handed shot. Yeah, it wasn't like wasn't broken in half, and then he pushes it with one hand. It was just a regular shot. He just never never hits him. But like it was so funny. I mean, like the whole, and then of course the cherry on top was the bench, like Michael Porter going nuts when the ball was even out of his hands. He was kind of already celebrating Jeff Green. And then Jokic, I don't know if he just didn't care, like didn't notice what the hell was happening. He's sitting there, like, I don't know if someone's talking in the back. He's like fiddling with something, just completely non-phased. Like, it was
a little
incredible.
jealous.
Incredible. Yeah, because he couldn't make a 3.
It's like, why can't I do that? I don't know what's going on.
He was probably calculating the time left to see if he will have to come back to the game or not. So maybe he was just concentrated on, can I just do my Pokemons right now and just hang out. Okay, the last thing. Oh, before I go to the last thing, one thing about DeAndre Jordan, he was playing pretty good in all of these games. Now, I know it's not fair because the schedule has been pretty light. Like we've seen Golden State and we've seen Portland. I don't really buy Portland that much, but okay, it's a pretty good team. But the other games were pretty soft. So we'll see. We'll see if he will hold up against some serious competition.
But I see Adam commenting about the celebration. Yeah, we need more from Jokic. You got to gas up your guys like Steph. I agree there. I really wish, like, I thought when I saw the big, someone like huge from the sideline raising his arms, I thought it was Jokic at first, and they zoomed in and it was Michael Porter, and I was like, oh man, why didn't you stand up the same way? Like, go up, and it just, I mean, there should be some room for frivolity on, like, in his like NBA career. Like it shouldn't be all business. Like
it can be fun. Like
it can be fun. Like this was fun. Is like I would have been like halfway on the court, like getting a technical, like if DeAndre Jordan hit that, like if I was there in his place, like it.
And we know we know he likes DeAndre, so it's not like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have
It's
some
not
kind
like
of
a
beef
hate.
between. It's
Mhm.
his demeanor. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what you gonna do. What you gonna do? Okay, last thing I will just say, Bruce Brown. I have nothing to add
Oh,
to
we got a
words
little bit of talk.
Bruce Brown.
I
I
have a
mean,
take for him though, and
Okay.
I said it earlier, like today in Serbia. But for me, he is the best uh, plug and play role player in the NBA. Salary, counting also salary and the amount of positions and how seamless it is when he plays. And he also like kind of has a similar with Christian Brown situation where he plays the best when he is actually with the best, like with the starters. Like not in like he has to start, just like because he has similar thing in Brooklyn when he was out of the rotation a little bit, and then it was like okay when he's off the bench, but then we started playing with KD, that's where he was like the best, and kind of like with Bruce Brown. But he played for Jamal. Instead of Jamal, instead of KCP, and instead of Michael Porter. If Gordon gets up like low management minutes, I can still see Bruce Brown jumping in as like the four because he's substituting for Gordon. I don't know how they'll shift. Like maybe MPJ goes to four, whatever. But he's so versatile and then just seamlessly fits into all those lineups, and is also cheap and like doesn't almost like basically almost doesn't make mistakes out there. So I'm like, that's my like, if it's considered hot take, like he's like the best role player that or like plug and play role player in the NBA. I
Yeah.
can't
I
think
mean,
of one that's like you don't have to adjust something in the lineup for him. And Bruce Brown is like, oh, he's okay. He needs to cut, he'll cut. He needs to screen Jokic, he'll screen Jokic to get the handoff. Like he'll get the handoff. If they'll sag off of him, he'll get the shots up, like normal shots up, like not like force him up. Like he's just so much like understands himself. It's so cool.
yeah.
I,
I've been
I,
really
I can't
impressed.
wait to see him playing instead of Gordon at the
Yeah.
four because I think he'll be awesome there
Well,
as
that's why I
well.
don't know if they'll like shift. They'll go back to three, like if KCP was the three when Bruce Brown gets the shooting guard or point guard. But like it was just funny, like all these guys were coming in and out, and I can, last year Gordon doesn't play, and when MPJ was there, okay, Jeff Green comes in, and you would think like Jeff Green would come in because he's the four, but there's no way Malone is not putting Brown in any of these four positions in the starting lineup, if any of them are not playing. Like the only insane thing would be also like Jokic doesn't play, Bruce Brown starts.
Right. Right.
Jump ball, Bruce Brown.
When in
But yeah,
doubt.
that's I love that dude. So like that's my like hot take of the week, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
Ray,
And positivity, like in all in all.
you have something to add about Bruce?
oh no, I mean, he just I've just been really impressed with him in the way that he's able to analyze, who's around him, who's he playing with, who's he playing against. He doesn't just know his own personnel, he knows the other team's personnel. Malone loves that. And he knows how to contribute. He knows how to fit in. And he is just he has all the tools to do that. He has the athleticism, he has the speed, he has the strength. He's a knockdown shooter. So I mean, I can't. There's no. I don't know what I could say for him to say like improve your game. Like what can he add outside of just becoming a star? But he's already a star in his role.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy from chat, Adam Mers, he already adopted Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon. So I will have to stick with Christian Brown for now, and I'm pretty happy with what I got as my guy. I really like Christian Brown. Just to top on all of this. Okay, let's now make a small break, and then we will come back to do some not so great things about last week.
Cool.
And we're back. Welcome to Serbian Corner number 32. We are now doing the segment called Meeting a Mountain Lion at the Front Porch. And it is a segment where we speak about what scared us or made us the most pessimistic about. I know everybody will expect me to blast Denver's defense before the Lakers and Jazz games that allowed almost 500 points in the first 4 games of the season. And of course, that was a very valid statement. You don't put historically bad numbers by being good. But this time, I'm going to be the old man yelling at the clouds and say, there's got to be something that can be done to let the game outcomes be decided by more things than just hot 3-point shooting. I'm sick of games decided by a team shooting 50% from downtown on 45 attempts and not letting the other team have any chance of coming back. So you remember the game number 1 against Utah? They had like 11 threes more than the Nuggets, and that was the main reason Nuggets couldn't catch up at any point of that game. And then against Portland, the Nuggets played pretty well in the first half and then got torched by Anthony Simons, who made like 6 threes in a row. And those were like deep threes, contested threes. And he was like 6 from 28 before that. So last night, and pardon my French, our bench unit wasn't a unit at all. I mean, offensively. I thought they played pretty well defensively, but on the offensive side, it was just, you had Bones with a lot of tunnel vision, I thought. But since he was red hot, it didn't matter. He just put all of those 3 in, and the bench was really good. And I might be wrong about this, but I saw a lot of possessions where I thought, man, what are you doing? Like let the other guys be involved. But it didn't matter because he was so red hot. So I have a pretty wacky solution on how the league could try to remedy the fact that so many games are decided this way. But I want to hear your propositions first, because they'll probably be more sane than mine. You want to start off, Ray?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the most relevant thing I can think of is just bridging that disparity between how much physicality is allowed between the interior and the sort of perimeter of the game. This is basically just like let guys play defense and sort of rethink how referees consider defenders and their right to a space and their right to a position and that sort of thing. I think if you do that, you can maybe kind of change the incentive structure. Because if you go inside, if you're a big man, if you're thinking about posting up, you're going to deal with a lot of like, oh, you're on a smaller guy. He's like, just allowed to, give you a little elbow, a little pull, a little nudge, that sort of thing. And if you're on the perimeter shooting a 3, I mean, you breathe on someone and then it's a foul. So I think that's the simplest way I can put it. Voja?
I don't want to solve this. I don't know what you guys
don't want to solve this. I love the points.
What are we solving here?
He is a shooter. That's the point. He's a shooter.
With all 3.
The Simons, like, that was incredible. I don't care that they did it against the Nuggets. Like, how often can you see someone just like make that many exciting shots?
I will admit, I wasn't mad.
And they weren't even down like 25. Like, that's the point. It wasn't lost on just because he was part of this, like, the reason he shot. We lost because he shot well. Jokic had foul trouble. We were discombobulated. Okay, like, fine, like, change those. I like paint defense too. So like 5 seconds defensive, cool. But like, it's shooting's fun. I don't understand and I think like also first game against Utah, there was it wasn't the reason they just got hot. They got hot because they were left open because everyone was late by a step for all defensive communication. Milwaukee's chasing people off their 3-point line this year, and they're defending the paint, and they're still good. So I think like either you start chasing people off and make them shoot mid-range shots is one solution for like defensive adjustments. And I agree the defenses should be like allowed a little bit playtime, but it's not. I don't think it's just decided by hot shooting. So I don't agree like there's any big solutions, and it's not a shitty trend in the NBA. Like there's just a lot of good shooters. Like look at the list of volume 3-point shooters that have over 45%, 45% threes in the NBA. It's exciting. Like the other day, Trey Murphy couldn't miss. Like yesterday, Tyrese Maxey was 10 out of 10 at one point, and that 10th shot was like a running buzzer beater at the end of the quarter, like double clutch shot in like from a free throw line. I mean, it's just the guys are incredible. Like I don't want to change that.
That's fair. I mean,
I don't want 80 79 games. Like I like defense, but not that much.
Yeah. So I was not mad, to your point, about the last 4 Anthony Simons threes in that quarter. I was kind of mad about the first 2. You let a guy just kind of walk into it and get comfortable. I think that's the big thing. But at a certain point, I mean, they did step up and play great defense, and he was hot anyway. So I have to tip my cap to that. But Miroslav,
what's the wacky
what's the creative solution to all these things?
How are you going to make it boring for us? Come on.
You could call it creative. It's pretty wacky. So I don't think 3-point shooting is going anywhere. There is no way shooters in 10 years are going to shoot worse than what they're shooting now. They're just going to improve even more. Like the range will expand even more. It's just the training techniques are so much more advanced comparing to like 10, not to mention 20 years ago. But one thing we could do just to diminish a bit this how much the threes are influencing the game. Let's just reduce it to 2.5 points. Let's do it at 2.5 points. Let's make super crazy results.
Like, I'm gonna move on from the
101.5
decimals. That's gonna be complicated
against 104.5. It's gonna be, I said it. It's gonna be wacky, but I don't see anything else you can do really. I mean, as Ray said, you can allow the defenders play defense more, but we've seen the Eurobasket. You can play a lot harder on the perimeter players in Europe, and you still get these furies from the outside pretty often because the players are just shooting the hell
let him shoot
out of the ball.
Which I think is fine. One of the things I actually really enjoyed about Eurobasket was that they allowed that. I'm biased. Like, I played on the inside my whole life. I was always jealous of people who were like, "Oh, you just got a little touch and then you got a foul." And I'm like, okay. It was nice to see defense be allowed.
Yes. No, that's fun. I agree there. Like the Lillard thing, when you can basically get close to him and he gets fouls, like that's why he can shoot. But again, he still has to make those shots.
Yeah.
Even though yes, you can. You have to like step away from him a little bit. We know the 50-point game with Austin Rivers. There's a lot of it. You couldn't guard him. We couldn't press him, so he was making everything. But again, he was making everything, and it's not like it's a layup. It's still a 24-footer, or plus, distance. So I don't know. I like it. That Simons thing was like incredible. We lost. I'll take the loss. That was, one of those like just you don't see that often. Like and in person, like going nuts like that. It's I mean like while you're watching live. Yeah.
No,
and if you go to the opposite direction, if you look at the current Nuggets team, you have so many great shooters right now. I mean, we've never seen the start.
We're
of
the best
season
in the league right now.
They're just insane. You have Porter, you have Christian Braun, you have Bruce Brown, you have Jeff, you have who else? There are like 6 guys over 40% for three, maybe even more. KCP. I mean, it's just like Jokic and Jamal, they suck, and Aaron Gordon. Those are the 3 guys that suck. Everybody else is shooting.
And you want to take away our threes now when we have the best shooters in the league?
Our turn.
17 threes a game. I think we're averaging at like 45%. Like, don't take it away now.
That's fair.
We need to find the way to do it selectively, against the other teams and not our teams. So
Golden State, Golden State make it fair. Everything's a 2 for them.
Not even 2.5. It's too much.
That's still shooting from 40.
You do the early rec games when everything's a 1 point, like no matter what the distance is, just pack the paint. Let's go.
Yeah, but that last minute against Golden State last week, that was stupid. Nuggets had 10-point lead, and then it just completely disappeared in 20 seconds. And that's like, oh, come on, man.
I mean, Golden State, they're really good. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
I cannot believe we come here with like shooting threes is bad, and we should change that.
I'm an old man, Voja. I'm an old man. Come on.
Let's go back to 2009 and like the spreading is like making a corner 2-point like 15-footer. That's your spreading the court.
Okay, maybe not. Can I get like 2012? Just like it's a little more balanced. I don't know.
Okay, sure.
It is getting quite crazy. I mean, Utah. You see the roster of Utah. It's not a very good team, but if they drop like 53 balls and make 20 of them, they will compete against anybody. By the way, my bet on Utah against Los Angeles Lakers is doing pretty well right now. We'll see in a month how it will look like. But for now, Utah is a much better team than Los Angeles Lakers. But enough about the Lakers. Okay, let's now move to an impromptu segment here because we have a larger panel. I wanted, after 6 games, a way too early ranking of the Nuggets players. So let's rank them from number 1 to number 10. Which players have impressed us, or maybe not even impressed us? Which players do we think play at the highest level right now? And let's just rank them. So let's start with position number 1. Is it Jokic?
MPJ.
Is it debatable?
It's MPJ.
Yeah,
It's MPJ.
Boy, it's coming in hot. Boy, it's coming in hot.
Of,
No, I will still go with a guy averaging
It's,
21, 11, and 9.
yeah.
But yeah, I get your excitement about
He's the
Michael
most
Porter.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. Yeah, I mean, he's consistent.
He is my number 2 for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No,
What about
it's
you, Ray?
Jokic and MPJ. It's not
Jokic, and then
MPJ.
I took Bruce Brown.
you took Bruce
Nice.
Brown. I really like that pick. I mean, it really is a serious debate between who was the more useful
Impactful.
guy for the Nuggets,
Yeah.
impactful
Yeah.
guy for the Nuggets.
The only thing I would say is
Between
like
Bruce
Mike
and
had like
Porter.
one bad game, but that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Which
Sure.
one? The first one? I don't think so. Right? Maybe the first one.
Maybe this was preseason. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna count preseason.
That was the
Possible.
Bulls. That
It was the Bulls
one.
game. It was the
Yeah,
Bulls
because no
game.
one else played. Yeah.
But outside of that, they're like 2-3, 2A,
Oh.
2B.
Okay,
I
so
still-
I guess
yeah.
we all have these 3 guys at top 3, right?
Yeah,
Voya,
they do.
do you have Bruce at 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are mostly agreeing on the top 3. Now let's go to number 4. Who do you have number 4, Ray?
He hasn't been playing his best, but I still think he's really valuable. Does a lot of the things that we don't really think about. I'm going to go with Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
I think the physicality, when he's been able to provide it, I think it's one of the things that I think the Nuggets need the most in general is the ability to win the physicality, not just the battle, but the war in general. And I think for Aaron Gordon, he's done a great job of that in contributing, not shooting the ball well. I will say that that's, not ideal, but it's something that comes and goes. I think the effort's been there, the willingness to attack. Hopefully he can kind of solve the way teams are defending him, because I think there's a bit of a game plan out right now that you can leave him open and it makes it a little bit awkward. But overall, I think Aaron Gordon's been the 4th most impactful.
Yeah, I'll agree there. It's KCP is kind of also like up and down too. And it's the role players. Like it's kind of hard to rank them when they're, and it's the guys, the role players. So I would go with Gordon and then probably KCP.
I'm letting the recency bias completely
No way you're putting
overwhelm
Bruce
me.
Brown.
No, I'm putting KCP. On
Oh,
the
okay.
floor.
I thought you were
number
gonna really
4.
go hard.
That's
Because I have to say KCP was so much more consistent than I expected him to be. Since he's on a new team right now, you need some time to accommodate. I think he was really, really good in his role. And it's just this Gordon like shooting 10% from 3 and everybody daring him to shoot as many threes as possible. It's a bad look. It's not a great look. And Nuggets will have to remedy that. They will need to make some adjustments while playing and not let that kind
But
of
is it that? But that's
thing
my question
clog.
is it that problematic yet? Like how problematic is it at this point?
We'll see.
Do
Do you,
We'll
do you
see.
see it?
I
'Cause,
agree.
like,
It's too
if
early.
you didn't tell me he was 2 of 19, I'm not sure I would have noticed, because he's not shooting like 10 a game. So like at every attack, offense is like him shooting. It's kind of sometimes a 3 happens and it's in so many possessions, it kind of gets lost if you go broadly. So like when you say like, wow, it's horrible. I mean, obviously it sounds horrible. It is horrible, but I didn't notice that he like, and that's not a lot of threes. Like
But that's the
Porter
thing.
has like 50 threes like already. Like,
He's also passing on open threes. That's the thing, and that's also not a good thing for your offense. So of course he is a clever guy, so he's not putting up 8 threes per game while shooting 10%, of course, but still it is something that Nuggets should remedy, and I hope they will do a good job of that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have KCP number 4 and Gordon number 5. Who do you have number 5, guys?
I have KCP as well.
KCP, yeah.
I mean, he's also just so fast, and I think that it's weird that that's just like it's not a huge thing, but I think for the Nuggets, they haven't had the ability to kind of push the pace in a lot of ways, both in the half court and in the full court. And I think that he's been able to, get to the rim, get to his spots, defend at a certain pace that's just really nice to have.
I would have put him even higher if only not for the Portland game, because it was getting kind of blown by Lillard and Simons. Like that's the only one, because like they kind of took off, and that was like the big test for him as like
this was supposed to be your
and like in also Golden State games too, where like Steph scored a lot of points, but then also Christian Braun changed the game with the Jordan Poole defense. So it's like that's like he was brought in for the perimeter defense, and still like that might not ever happen. Like he might not be just there's not really any. I don't know if there's any lockdown guys like Smart maybe like in last year. Elite like you're gonna shut down elite guard. So like there's not really anyone probably that can shut down Steph Curry.
Shutting down Steph, it's tough.
Yeah. That's well, just like but like not scoring like 34 and like over 50% shooting. Like that's what I mean. Just going a little bit better than that. So like I would have probably put him higher if it wasn't for the Portland game.
Yeah, against most of these guys, you have like 4 chances throughout the season to stop them. And, if you do a good job twice and you do a pretty bad job twice, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because these guys are just insanely talented. Yeah. So what you going to do about Dame when he just...
Well, I'm just saying like Rivers was really good on him. That's why it was just that like he had games where he
but it wasn't the same
pointer. Yeah.
It wasn't the same Lillard, I would say. Yeah. We were seeing a completely refurbished version.
I miss Gary
Harris. Fresh.
Remember that like stretch when Lillard was scoring like 60 a game, and then he came to Denver, and Gary just like nope, you're not scoring 20 in this one.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was nice.
I miss Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Okay, all of us listed the top 5 guys, and I think we all agree that starting 5 they did start in that game when Michael Porter didn't. When Jamal didn't play, and it was maybe the best game of this season so far. It makes sense. So now let's go to position number 6. Who do we have, Voja?
Oh, this is
tough now.
It's getting tough.
It gets tough because I mean Bones is also like Bones is also Bones right now, like a young player, like kind of. I'm gonna just put Murray on there because I still think he's like people still respect him on the court, and I want to see also it's on the curve as well with him. Just a lot of interesting moments that I've seen, like the dunks, the he's not afraid, like that's what I want to see, and again like because there was a decent amount of pick and rolls with Jokic that kind of started off. And with the starters, he was playing always against the best players and stuff. So I'd go with him still. I know Christian Braun is like flashy, and he's probably like, contributing maybe in the intangible, like winning games and stuff, like more than Murray maybe, because Murray's sharing the court with the starters. But I still have to go with Jamal.
Okay, great.
So I am thinking a little bit. I'm weighting impact in the game so far a little bit more. So. No player has risen up my rankings so quickly. It's got to be Christian Braun. I mean, the Jordan Poole defense and just the general maturity that he's been able to show, fighting hard on the glass. That's something I really appreciate. The fact that he makes mistakes. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's always shooting lights out of the ball, but the motor and the consistency and the detail orientedness is something that I think has just paid a lot of dividends, even if it's not in the stat sheet.
Yes, I agree with you. I have Braun 6 as well, and I do realize it is a bit of recency bias, but you're gonna think of me as such a hater towards Jamal when you see where I have him on my list. But let's go to number 7 first, and I will start off number 7. For me, it's Bones. For me, it is Bones. Bones has been a bit of up and down. He had some great quarters, some pretty bad quarters as well. I would say that Brown was more consistent, and this is why I gave him a leg up next to Bones.
Mhm.
I think pretty solid position for him to be number 7 in this very experienced roster. So I'm pretty happy with my choice. What about you, Ray?
I'm actually going to go with Jamal. Just in the sense, he's had some rough games, and that's to be expected. But I also think, similarly in terms of on-court impact, I think he still gets the respect. People are still paying attention to him. People are still uh, not trying to be the team that he gets hot against. And I think he's had moments where he has gotten comfortable and gotten hot and made some shots here and there. So not the hottest start from him, but I'm encouraged by how well he's playing. He's still making good decisions, with the offense and trying to get guys involved even when he's not on. So I'm giving it he's fine.
Okay, Voya, number 7.
I'm Bones. I still I like the enthusiasm around Brown, and I love everything his stance, movement, on defense, battling stuff. I just don't think he has as many responsibilities as the Jamal and Bones.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit easier in his perspective to go around and just hustle out and doesn't have to worry about setting up the offense, being responsible for bench scoring, basically not destroying the starting unit as Jamal has responsibility not to, and go run pick and rolls with Jokic. I'm taking that into account, when I'm grading these, because again, he has great, but again, he has scored 10 points yesterday, and people act like he, I've gotten yelled at on Twitter for saying I'm still, I still can't believe we didn't draft Bane, and people said Christian Brown's better, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Are we that high? Are we smoking that much weed in Colorado? I don't know.
It's a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of and because again, people didn't expect it. He had a bad, pretty abysmal shooting summer league. Preseason was kind of is he going to have a role in this? He didn't start in the rotation, so his expectations were super low, and the fact that he's a rookie. And it's one of the weird things that with him, it's kind of sucks with all the different. There's different types of rookies. He's a 4-year college guy. This shouldn't be that shocking to people that he's this disciplined and well educated in basketball.
Mhm.
And so that's, for me, that's why I'm not exploding out of my seat that he's because of what he's doing, because half of it I expected and half of it is he's has one of the nicest positions in that second unit. Just go hustle, and it's on Reed that he didn't do it, and didn't do it enough to make an impact, and so Christian Brown can step up. So I'm still having him as number 8 because of just the role on the team is not the same as the rest of the guys.
Okay, Ray, what about your number 8?
So Bones Highland is number 8 for me. And while he's had some explosive moments, I do feel like he's going through this process of trying to figure out who he is as a player, in the sense that he is this explosive scorer, but being the backup point guard, I think he's also considering and trying to be the floor general that I think people are doubting that he can be. And in that way, he's having a hard time sort of finding that line to ride as far as balance goes, and it's led to some awkwardness in the offense. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not, but it's not something that I'm worried about in the long term. But so far, not the best start for him. So number 8 for me.
Okay, my number 8, and now Murray fans will hate me.
Jeff Green.
For sure. I have Jeff Green for number 8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the reason why I have Jeff's this high, and I think it's really pretty high, is just the shooting, man. He's shooting the light out of the ball, and also he's so good, in transition even, and still dunking. I guess this is a lot based on my expectations from him, because I was very afraid of age 36 Jeff Green. I was really scared we will see a steep, diminishing of his powers in age 36. But I guess he is kind of made of that LeBron cloth a bit because they do kind of look alike a bit.
About the same
So
size.
yeah. So hopefully, I mean, Paul Millsap also had that size, but his age 36 season didn't go really well. So this is the reason I was so afraid for Jeff. But for now, the real uncle Jeff, he's playing really well, and he's enjoying playing next to Jordan as well. So that's fun to
Yeah.
see, at least for now.
You
So
didn't know.
I have.
You didn't know about Jeff Green. They put a mechanical heart in him, so he's gonna go forever.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's
That's
like
true.
an Iron Man.
Yeah, he's got the arc reactor going for him. He's gonna be dunking on the grandchildren of LeBron's.
Oh yeah. That's
First
that's the
NBA
reason
player to
for
play
that.
into his 50s, Jeff Green.
Jeff Green. And he looks the same as he did when he was like 23.
Yeah.
Boy.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's great. I was thinking about him, but it's just obviously this is all hard with the role players, just like the different nuance. I have Bones over higher than most. But I see Adam also in the comments. Like I have him higher than most, because I weighed in the expectations, and also like some of his highs are just spectacular to me, and like his highs decide games, and that's why I'm like I think like he's on the importance of rankings and stuff is higher up, but like maybe I just didn't understand the drill. Maybe it should have just been like who's just a better player like for now.
It's subjective.
Yes. So I will now jump into my number 6 because I want to take this weight off my heart. So Jamal, I have him in number 9, and the reason is because I know it's completely unfair because he's coming back
Working
from
his way
such a
back, yeah.
serious injury and such a long, prolonged break from him playing. But outside of those really great moments we've seen already in practically all the games he played, he had so many of these, especially, on both sides of the court, really. You can see the how he cannot just turn the corner and do what he knows he can do, and that's really tough because I'm experiencing similar things on my pickup game because my brain remembers some stuff I can do but I cannot do them right now, but
Mhm.
I'll get into shape just like Jamal and go back to my 25.
What a move! Just comparing. It's like
It's all
yes,
uphill from
I
here.
know Jamal. We are
Yeah,
the same.
we're practically the same, so
Very
so
well.
I have full faith in him to climb really high on this list if we redo this like within a month.
I
And
can't
we
wait for
probably will.
Jamal's
Yeah.
video, like Clay's video that he says he deeply hurt him because he said he's not the same player after injuries. Can't
Yeah.
believe.
So what about you?
Number 9.
You guys, number 9. Who is your number 9?
Well, Jeff Green is number 9 for me. And that's not to say that I don't think he's playing well, because I actually do think, and maybe this is just some of the like balancing who is the better player and how are they playing now. But I feel like, yeah, I can't complain. He shot well. He's always under control in a way that I really appreciate. And maybe my biggest question mark about him has always been his like effort and his willing to put in that on in the small moments, not in the big moments, not versus the Golden States, the Lakers. It's can his motor be more consistent? But I think next to DeAndre Jordan, I think that's not as much of a problem necessarily, where he's not tasked with rebounding, being the primary guy to do that all the time. And I think that's
it would be tough if he was always like the small ball 5. Like that probably would be a lot tougher.
So
And I guess you have Jordan as number 10 then because you have no other real choices. What about you,
Vlatko? I'm kidding. Yeah, it's probably.
I thought we were only doing top 10. If we want to go 10,
no.
1 to 15,
Well, I just have a
talk.
question in the comments. Like any theories as to why Ish isn't playing? I mean, it starts with and ends with Christian Braun. I mean, that's like Reed. If both Reed and Braun weren't playing well, the second unit wasn't contributing anything. That probably we would have probably seen then Bones and Ish together with Bruce Brown as the 3.
Yeah,
it's just so far like it's just and then the philosophy of like not getting small guys out there and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah,
I do think maybe we could think about the Nuggets could think about Bones Highland and him struggling as a floor general, and that would lead to wanting Ish to play. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think the other side of that coin is kind of how do you maintain the size? How do you maintain the defense, the rebounding, that sort of thing? Who are you taking out? It's probably a forward if you're pairing Bones and Ish together, and then you have Bones and Ish together defensively, which is
I agree.
hard to be.
It's tricky. It's tricky. I mean, there's a lot of decent players right now, and it's good to have him as a backup just in case. I still think like it's only 6 games. I still think like the only way is through like for Bones as well as like Jamal. You kind of can't. Of course, like Nuggets could probably be 6-0, possibly 5-1 if they were like, okay, Jamal coming off the bench, basically spoon feeding him like Kawhi, and then just have Bruce Brown in the starting lineup, do the midseason form thing. But then you lose the ability, then we saw the Golden State game. We talked about this. We saw what happens in the other games when you don't have that just like, okay, we're going to 2-man game, hammer this thing out, like, basically like a closing pitcher and finish this out. So I think like that's the trade-off because you need Jamal and you need that game. Same thing with you need Bones to be that guy, complete player. And I think he can. Like, I don't think he's proven that he's unable to. Like the stuff that he does, some of the passes that he does, like just some incredible moves. Like there's so many times this season I've like, almost like jumped off my couch when the stuff that he does more than like anyone else. So I want him to like just plow through and with all the mistakes, with losses, like just we have to figure it out. I don't care if they don't win like 57 games or something. Like just figure this thing out by the playoffs.
Be the best team they can be.
Right now, they're on pace for like 54 wins, and that's completely fine with me if they continue winning.
An underwhelming 54 wins.
50, yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, let's finish off this show with a bit of a trivia game. Okay, yeah, the listeners and watchers said that we didn't have enough presentations, so this is why I'm reintroducing them back to the show. So last season 22 different players played for the Nuggets in the regular season. I need you to list the 10 guys that have played the fewest minutes for them again in the regular season. To help you out, I will tell you that a guy with the most minutes on this list played for 431 minutes for the Nuggets last season. So for the Nuggets, not in total, playing for other teams or something like that.
Okay.
And the game will end if you list all 10 of them, or if one of you lists a wrong player twice. So because you are top level talent here, so I will not give you a lot of leeway to be wrong.
We have high standards here.
So let's start with Ray.
All right. I'm going to go with PJ Dozier.
PJ Dozier is an excellent guest. He is actually number 2 on this list with 340 minutes played in, I believe, 18 games.
Okay.
Michael Porter.
Michael Porter, even better guest. Michael Porter, he's 3rd on this list. He played in 9 games, 265 minutes.
Okay. Bol,
excellent. 14 games, only 81 minutes for the Nuggets.
Wow.
Okay.
We have 3.
Cool.
Let's go with Rajon Tucker, the Miroslav's favorite.
Rajon Tucker, my favorite guy from last season. I always love to mention him. Yes, he played for 29 minutes in 3 games. He actually had a pretty big minutes total in all of these 3 games. So 29 minutes.
Yeah, there was a COVID
Rajon
season
Tucker.
last year. Like COVID is in a lot of like
protocols.
There's like 200 new players that were in
Yeah.
at some point, 200-300 p.m.
Okay.
Ray, number 5.
I'm going to go with Vlatko.
Vlatko is excellent guess. He's number 4 on this list with 176 games. He was injured. He wouldn't be on this list probably, but he missed a lot of games.
Also, Blanco's asking who the hell is Tucker. Is Rajon Tucker? I think he's signed for Philly right now, or signed after that for Philly.
He was here.
He was in Utah in the bubble, and it was really good, and I liked him. And it was just funny because like Miroslav always mentions him. I don't know why. What was always the context? Like random players.
Because like Jokic already played like with 90 different guys.
Right. Yeah.
Throughout his Nuggets career, is just so much turnover over the season. Okay, who is next?
Who was last year?
Voya, you got this.
Marcus Howard. No, he probably played a lot.
Marcus Howard is your
Number one.
first
Yeah,
personal
played-
foul.
Man, that's
he
crazy.
did
He played.
no.
he did play more than number one on this list, who we didn't mention yet.
Okay. This is big. It's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
It's getting dicey. Oh, I'm sorry, Voya, I made a mistake. Marcus Howard is on this list. I am the
Oh.
worst. I am the worst in this game.
Oh,
Yeah, Marcus Howard is number 5 on this list with 176.
Okay.
I don't have a way to like stripe away the guys you already mentioned. So
yeah.
so
That's
this is
okay.
why it's a bit messy for me. Yeah, Marcus Howard, 31 games, 176 minutes.
We're back, baby.
we're
Same
back.
like
No
Vlatko.
strikes.
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so
strikes.
we're safe. Let's
There's,
see.
I mean, Zeke
For-
was hurt, so we can go by injuries, Ray. So Zeke
Yeah,
was
I'm
hurt
actually-
last year.
Yeah, I was going to go with Zeke Naji.
Zeke Naji is a personal foul. He is not on
Oh,
this list.
wow.
He
okay.
played more minutes than number one guy on this list. So we have 4 more guys, and
Okay.
we have 1 more personal foul for Voya we can give out.
Hmm.
This is tough.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think like who we mentioned and who's out. Last year,
So you guessed PJ Dozier, Michael Porter,
Devon
Vlatko.
Reed.
That's a good one.
Devon Reed is not on the list. He
Oh,
played
no!
more. He played more.
Wow.
He played more. This list is
Is
insane.
Brent Forbes on the list?
No,
He's
he
not
played
on the
more.
list. He
No,
played
no,
a
no.
lot.
Even though he's
Okay.
traded, I think he played more.
Okay.
He did play more. I will not count that as a real guess.
Wow.
Or next miss will end the game.
Oh, okay.
That's incredible. Like, there's a two-way guy in the middle of this, like, brought in,
Yeah.
like, at some point.
Two-way guys that played more minutes than 10 other
Oh,
guys.
Peter Cornely. He was in.
Peter Connolly is excellent guess.
Well done. I
He played in
appreciate
only
it.
13 games, total of 38 minutes. Only 3 guys play less minutes than Peter Connolly.
There was still less than him. Oh, yeah. Oh, better.
Yeah, you already guessed Rajon Tucker. You didn't guess the last 2 guys on the list, and you didn't guess the number 1 guy on this list, which is pretty hard to be honest, because that guy played a lot, but he's still on the list.
This is not a-
Lance Stevenson wasn't on the team.
He was on the
last
G
year,
League
wasn't he?
team.
He was on the G League team. He went to Pacers. Yeah.
How late did Boogie? This is not my guess. Joya, how late did Boogie join the team?
Oh, I think he played a bunch. I think he was like around the.
But he did join pretty late.
It was pretty.
So okay, let's go with Boogie.
Boogie is number one on
one.
this
Yeah.
list.
Yes, let's
He's the number
go.
one.
On this list. So we only need to guess the last 2 guys to finish off the list.
So who was the guys that like just showed
So
up?
we
for,
have.
like,
I will
10
give you a bit of the help. So we have 1 guy that played for 4 minutes last season, another guy that played in 14 total minutes. The guy that played in 4 minutes, he appeared in 2 games, and the guy with 14 minutes appeared in 3 games.
There's
It's
some
not a
10
big
days
help.
ones with the COVID, Ray. Like, can you remember some of these?
COVID signings.
It was like, I don't know, because Matt Ryan, I don't know if he showed up on our team.
One of these
I
guys
don't think
is
so.
one of these guys is a pretty well-known player.
Is Isaiah
did-
Thomas was he on our?
I think that was also the G League team.
Yeah, but I don't know if he
Yeah,
showed up
the
for
G
the
League.
Nuggets. No, he just went for the
It was
Lakers
G
after.
League.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is gonna be incredible when I hear his names. Like, there's no way we haven't.
Yeah, it's gonna be someone I had no idea. They were.
It was the summer league. Some of the summer league dudes. Was it Cheatham? Was one of them? No.
No.
No, I don't. I mean, I can't.
Okay,
Like,
I
4
will
minutes and
show
14
you now
minutes.
the list.
You have
I will
mercy
show
on
you
us.
the
You have
list.
mercy on us.
Okay, so the guys you've missed are James Ennis the third
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Carlick Jones.
I know.
Carlick Jones.
I knew it.
Nuggets
I knew.
legend.
I knew I was gonna know them. Like freaking James Ennis. Like
Oh,
he has the
No, no,
he has the little like fade on the, like, yeah. God, he
You
was
do
just-
remember these guys, but it's so hard. And imagine this was last season. If I did this for like 5 seasons ago, you would
No
miss
way.
like
Yeah, no
7
way.
guys.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no freaking way. Because James Ennis was on the was he on the Magic deal or something, or just like signed as a 10-day
he
at some
signed.
point?
10-day.
think he
Or
was
maybe
just-
even not a 10-day. It was like it was a 10-day.
Like a
but
it was like a COVID
special
it was like a COVID
yeah,
exception thing.
exception.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
crazy. Yeah. James
That's right.
Ennis. I really
James
thought
Ennis,
I really thought he might have like come in and do something, but no, I guess
he
not.
was pretty good. He was pretty good. I liked him on the Nuggets. I mean,
For 14 minutes.
considering how devastated the team was last
That's
season.
fair. I mean, we were really
He
down
was
bad.
pretty
Like
good.
we didn't even know. We lived in that misery, and we thought we were having a good time.
We're gonna be saved by James Ennis the third.
It's incredible.
Ray, before we go, tell me what are your plans with the Four Corners podcast, and do you maybe have something else to plug?
Sure. Well, we have a podcast. It's myself, Peter Buckets and 88 on Twitter, if you could find them, and our producer Jared. We have it's a community oriented sort of podcast where there are so many people who are super awesome, who are Nuggets fans and in the Nuggets extended universe. And I feel like I just wanted to meet and chat and chop it up and do all the things that we do online, on Twitter, on Discord, in person and live, and sort of connect in that way. So that's what we've been up to. You can find us at Four Corner Pod on Twitter for the feed. And yeah, I'll be around. Find me online at Ravon Hackshaw.
I really enjoy your show and listen to every episode of it. But yeah, that figures. I'm a maniac. Before we let you enjoy this Sunday, please consider subscribing and giving a thumbs up.
Right?
Oh, sorry, Saturday. This is
okay.
a text from
You'll
last
enjoy
week.
Sunday too. It's fine.
It's from last week. Sorry, my notes are messy. So
No, you freaked me
give
out.
us
I
a-
wasn't correcting. I was like, wait a minute. Is it Sunday already? Like, are we doing work tomorrow?
Time flies.
Let's not do this.
give us a thumbs up on the YouTube video, or give us a 5-star review for the DNVR Nuggets podcast on iTunes. It will help the channel grow even further. And I hope you've already watched the DNVR Nuggets feature called 100 Invisible Threads on Evoca TV in Colorado. And if not, subscribe to Evoca and catch the next airing on Wednesday, November 2nd at 7 p.m.
Indeed.
Mountain Time. Did you get the chance to see it, Ray?
I did not. Thursday is actually I'm in a bowling league, and it's that night. So Wednesday, Zarko and I are gonna catch it together.
Oh, excellent. Can't wait to hear your impressions. Okay, thank you very much for hanging with us for last 63 minutes, and go Nuggets.
Idemo.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, cool.